Mountain. Cathartic. Yeah, about that opponent. Bad news for you. Now we just need to find a Pestermite, and we'll be pretty good. Alright, guys. It is time. We are here for the 5th and final match with Blue-Red Kiki, the quote-unquote real league. And so far, we've gotten a pretty decent swath of strategies. Played against some more spiky or more competitive lists, and some lists that were not quite as competitive, but still very fun to play against. And here we are for the final match. Let's see if we can manage to get this 4-1, or if we're just going to have to settle for the 3-2. Either way, I'm fine, and hopefully you are fine, because we're here for the entertainment, the enjoyment, and the learning. And if we manage to prize, then that's great, but of course that's not really the main goal here. And with that said, I will see you guys in the games. Alright, here for the final match. Let's go. Alright, so here we are playing against ya boy Lance. We have this opening hand. We got several lands. We got the combo, and we have a thing to cycle on the draw as well. On the draw might be bad for this hand, but I mean, I'm kind of inclined to keep it. Cycling Shark Typhoon on turn 2 to get no value is kind of bad, though. We'll try it, though. We'll see if this hand pans out. It's got the lands that it needs. We can already cast Kiki with the lands that we have. We've got the combo if we're playing against something that we need to combo against. Yeah, let's just see what we can do. Stomping Ground, untapped. Treecorn. Ugh, playing as Dredge. Well, we're very glad we have the combo, as I don't think we can beat Dredge without the combo. Let's just play out a fetch land and pass it back. Probably getting a tapped Steam Vince, I would imagine. It's a good thing our opponent hasn't managed to hit a Dredger just yet. They still lack a Dredger, so that makes something like a Cathartic Reunion a little less scary here. Of course, if they just discard 2 Dredgers to a Cathartic Reunion, then that could be bad. Get rid of this upkeep step for now. Shocking, another Stomping Grounds, huh? Burning Inquiry. Well, we still have the combo. Our hand barely changed at all. That's interesting. Our opponent discarded Creeping Chill, Bloodghast, Stinkweed Imp, it looks like. So they do have a Dredger in the yard now. Burning Inquiry is one that's a recent addition to Dredge. I don't remember the name of the player, but a recent player did very well in a modern challenge with Dredge playing Burning Inquiry, so that's interesting. We'll get this tap Stevens while we can. Make sure we have our red mana. Our opponent's on a bit of a slow start here, so that's kind of nice. 2 mana interaction for a Cathartic Reunion, if they do have it, would be nice. No interaction here. Who needs it? We don't, apparently. We'll play this island and pass. Might be cycling Shark Typhoon for 0. We might not be, I don't know. Depends on how useful a Trump Blocker is versus being able to cast our Pestermite this upcoming turn. I'm not really afraid of our opponent having something like a Lightning Axe or a Dark Blast here in the main board. Conflagrate's a little annoying. Let's just let this go. Getting back a Bloodghast here, of course. They play the 3rd Stomping Ground. That's a lot of Stomping Grounds. It's also Rootbound Crags in here, so I'm not sure exactly how our opponent's deck is built. Getting double Bloodghast. Excuse me. Okay. Well, at least they cannot attack us. I think we are holding on to the Shark Typhoon. I think that makes sense. Because we're not going to be exposing this Pestermite until we're going to untap and immediately combo them, so might as well make a 1-1 this upcoming turn. Conflagrate for 3. Just to dome us to the face, huh? Putting a Amalgam in the yard. Interesting. Archmage's Charm. Sure. Alright, let's play out this Flooded Strand and pass it back. Planning to fetch for a basic island. We can then play tap Steam Vents and Pestermite during our 4th turn, and then shock Steam Vents Kiki during our last turn, hopefully. Are we making a Trump Blocker this turn with the Shark Typhoon, or drawing 2 cards with the Archmage's Charm? I think it's better not to make the Chump Blocker this turn, as if our opponent does happen to top like a Cathartic or something, then we can just Charm to counter it. So, a Loam perhaps. Do we counter that? I don't know, maybe not. I think maybe we don't counter this. I don't think we care about Loam. They have Blood Crypt, Rootbound Crag, and Wooded Foothills in hand. I'll make a note of that in case it matters. Let's see, so they have Crypt, Crag, and they play the Foothills, so I don't need to type that one down. Alright, I think we might as well go ahead and make a 1/1 Chumper here. Use our mana while we can, get a card ahead. Maybe we can find a Cryptic command to Cryptic tap. Let's make a little 1/1 here. Of course, they can always Conflagrate to kill the 1/1, but that's not really the point anyways. There's our Cryptic command to Fog, so we might be looking good this game. We definitely want to play our Steam Vents here. The question is, do we shock it or not? I'm not really sure. Let's see. Our opponent has 3 cards in hand. They can mill a Loam to get it back. Cast Loam, put 3 more cards, go up to, let's see, 4, -1, 3, 6 in hand. And then they can Conflagrate 4, 6 to put us down to 3. So if we shock, we go to 1. That might be alright. Of course, if they mill a Creeping Chill, then we'd just be dead. Let's see. If we don't Cryptic here and we block a Bloodghast, then, I mean, I suppose we can actually Pestermite to tap one of these if they go for the Conflagrate pre-combat, which I don't think they'll do. We need to instep this Pestermite. Actually, yeah, we can't cast Cryptic this turn because then we won't be able to Pestermite. I think we're supposed to just play a tap Steam Vents, hold up Pestermite, and pass, and hope that they don't hit a anything that we care about. If they do cast Conflagrate, I suppose we can just Archmage's Charm to counter it, and then Cryptic Fog the turn after. I don't know. A little complicated. We're very close to dead here, so. We also need to make sure we have enough points of life to shock in Steam Vents to cast Kiki, ironically, so. I don't know if that's the proper use of the word ironic, but we can yield to the Narcomoeba trigger here. Our opponent will be getting back an Amalgam, which is not great. Play the Crag. So they're not keeping lands in hand. Interesting. Definitely makes Conflagrate worse against us. Especially if they're just going to hard cast Conflagrate here, which it looks like they might be doing. So if they cast Conflagrate here, I guess they could be casting Ox as well. We might have to Archmage's Charm and Ox, sadly. Let's see, if we Conflagrate for 3, the Shark and us. I mean, this is pretty free to Archmage's Charm, I think. Yeah, let's just counter that. Now we don't have to play around anything with our Pestermite, unless our opponent has the 3rd Conflagrate, which I think most lists only play 2 anyways, so. They are going to cast an Ox here. If they hit several Creeping Chills, then we could be in trouble. We might be forced into Cryptic looping until we have enough mana to Pestermite and Kiki all in one turn. Fetching up a Mystic Sanctuary in the interim to make sure. We're at 3. We might just be dead. I think we're just dead. And yeah, alright, so game 2. Man, that was unfortunate. Well, our opponent doesn't, actually, they did see a Pestermite, so they know that, I mean, if they are paying attention to their, what we discarded to Burning Inquiry. So obviously we want Relics here, and Anger of the Gods. These are going to be cards that we want against our opponent doing things from the graveyard. Aether Gust will be good at hitting Loam, or Conflagrates, or Ox. Putting Ox back on top with Gust should be quite good. It doesn't hit any of their stuff while they're in play, since all of their creatures that come back from the graveyard are blue or black or some combination of those colors. But I think Gust is pretty good. I mean, Remand actually is pretty good against both the Conflagrate flashbacks and the Cathartics and all that. So maybe we don't care too much about Gust. I guess Gust also hits Blood Moon, which we also don't really care too much about. Let's see, what do we not want in this matchup? Archmage's Charm is kind of bad in this matchup, so let's trim that one. We can always use Valakut to help us find a Kiki, and we should be comboing in this matchup as well. I'm not a big fan of Shark Typhoon here either. Bolt doesn't do anything, pretty much. I could easily see trimming all of the bolts. In fact, I think I am going to do that. I think it's better to have an Archmage's Charm, perhaps, over a Bolt. Maybe two. That might be too much, though. Rejection, not worth it just to hit Shriekhorn. Don't want to be super heavy on Archmage's Charm since they might have Blood Moon in the board, though. Maybe it's better to have one Shark Typhoon over one Charm. I think it's a very small pivot, but let's go with this. Also, this Blitz of the Thunder Raptor maybe shouldn't be in my deck either, but... You know what, let's cut the Blitz as well and get a Charm. We'll go like this. It is theoretically possible for us to just attack them and kill them with a big shark, but I don't know. That's not the main plan, in my opinion. We do have one Shark Typhoon if we need an alt win condition. For example, if they seem to have sideboarded in answers to our Kiki combo, so... I don't like shaving on Cryptics, even though our opponent could have Blood Moon effects in their 75 over there, because Cryptic tap draw can be quite relevant. We will certainly play first. We have a Gust and a Remand, and we can play a turn 1 Opt. Cool, cool, cool. I am definitely willing to fetch Shock to Opt on turn 1, I think. Our other fetch probably has to get a basic island, though, as they mulligan to 6. It's not uncommon for Dredge to mulligan a lot, so as we see them mulligan to 5, 4. Just as I'm saying it's not uncommon to see Dredge mulligan a lot. Let's see if they keep their 4 cards here. And they do. Alright, let's just pass it back. Wooded Foothills go. Alright. I'm going to fetch Shock here. I think there's little reason not to. We'll Opt. If our opponent is keeping a hand, hoping that Cathartic Reunion is going to get them out of this, bad news for you, Cathartic Reunion. Really bad news. Cascade Bless. We're playing out our fetch land here again to try to get underneath Blood Moon if we can. Also, setting up for our Mystic Sanctuary to potentially enter untapped. We're gonna see a Haggle. No? Okay, okay. Mountain. Cathartic. Yeah, about that opponent. Bad news for you. Is it better to Remand or Gust this? I think it's probably better to Gust, so they have to redraw the Reunion. They'll probably just put it on the bottom, though, in all honesty. I don't know. If they put it on top, then we have the Remand follow-up, so I'm going to go ahead and Gust this, thinking that our opponent might top the Reunion. Actually, no. They're not going to be able to cast the Reunion if they top it, so they'll probably just bottom it here. They do bottom it. Okay, maybe it would have been better to Remand there. They do have Lightning Axe in their deck as well, which is interesting. So we top deck another Gust. Okay, okay. We'll play the bluffs here, so we can Opt plus Remand or Gust, or just Archmage's Charm to do some things, like draw some cards. Try to find one of those Anger of the Gods or combo pieces. They do get back a Stinkweed Imp, I believe. I'm not going to try to keep track of exactly what's in their hand. I don't think it's worth it. I do see multiple copies of Lightning Axe, so that's pretty intriguing. Let's just draw some cards. We do find a Kiki, so now we just need to find a Pestermite, and we'll be pretty good. Play the island here, so our Mystic Sanctuary will be entering untapped. And already Cascade Bluffs is looking mighty fine, since we can now cast Kiki off of our bluffs. If our opponent does have a Blood Moon, then we can always just let it resolve and use Sanctuary as our third red source. So there's that. Yield to Narcomoeba here. Probably shouldn't always yield it. Now I'm thinking about it, since we might, at some point in time, want to activate a Relic in response. See a Loam. Let's just gust that also, I think. Sure. We can opt. Gust looking pretty absurd here. They bottomed the Loam. Interesting. And they don't have a Loam in their yard, so I don't know what that's all about, but it's okay. We'll opt. Looking for Pestermite. That is the card. Relic. Sure. Piece of candy. Am I right? It's also insult to injury that it's foil. But yeah, we can get rid of their Dredger and a Bloodghast here. I think just popping Relic is actually pretty decent here. So let's Sanctuary back a Charm, just to get maximum card drawing going here. It might be better to get an Opt, but oh well. I'm just a sucker. What can I say? I like to draw cards at instant speed. I like card advantage, not card filtering. And let's just go ahead and pop this Relic right now. Get the Conflagrate out of here. Get rid of a Dredger. Maybe put our opponent back quite a bit. We have Charm to draw 2 if they don't do anything. Remand if they do anything. So. Nothing, eh? Swing for 1. Take the damage. Land. No! I did not mean to yield priority there. Whatever. Now our opponent might be feeling the burn from having bottomed their life from the loam from before. Let's not yield through the instep here this time. The positive thing about the fact that we did that is that now if we find a Pestermite off of this charm, we can instantaneously cast it. Let's fetch, actually, real quick before we do this, so that we're more likely to find a Pestermite, even if only by a very small fraction. Are we shocking a Steam Vents? Maybe? I don't see a reason to, actually, so let's not. Pestermite. There we go. There's Pestermite. Do we cast it now? If our opponent's last 2 cards are Lava Axe and a thing they want to discard, then that's great for them, I guess. Alright. It's combo time! Let's play our land first, so that we can hold up a remand here. Kiki. Let's hold control here, so we get the chance to save targets and always yield. And now we can target the Kiki and save targets. And it's already auto-yielded, so now we just have to click yes. And here we go. It's time. Let's just make some lethal attackers here. There's probably a button that is the same thing as clicking yes, but I don't know it, so let's just do this the hard way. Our opponent is running down our clock meaninglessly, but we don't mind. We just keep going and keep going and keep going. This has got to be lethal, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Actually, let's just count the number. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 5 is 14. 15, 16. 17, 18. What am I doing? Let's see, 10. This is definitely lethal. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Times 2 is 28. Yeah, we definitely have lethal here. Not even attack with a Kiki. He's too valuable. There's so many Pestermites, it couldn't say it all in one message. It had to make 2 messages for the amount of Pestermites that we attacked with. Okay, looking pretty good for home team. Archmage's Charm didn't seem too bad there, actually, so I'm gonna try to keep one in over the Shark Typhoon. I think we don't care too much about Shark Typhoon in this matchup. And yeah, done. Easy peasy. It's over. Definitely don't miss Lightning Bolt in this matchup. Anger of the Gods. I want you to come and clutch this game. I'm summoning the Anger of the Gods on our opponent. Of course, if they can just mulligan to 4, not have turn 1 Shriekhorn, and then try to resolve a turn 2 Cathartic Reunion through our 3 Aether Gusts and 4 Remands again, then that'll be pretty good. Not gonna lie, our opponent kind of got wrecked that game. Look at him. The only art I ever want to see on my Kiki Mirror Breakers. Okay, so we have Kiki mana, we have Blood Moon covered, but all we actually have is a Remand on turn 2. Turn 1 Thoughtseize also ruins this hand, so I'm gonna mulligan. Well, we actually have functioning mana thanks to the fact that our Valakut Awakening is secretly a land as well. I'm pretty tempted to keep this. We can bottom a Snapcaster Mage pretty easily. I'll keep it. We just need to make sure that we don't get punked out by Ox if we can avoid it at all. Our opponent has mulliganed to 5, it seems. We could get turn 2 Cathartic here. Turn 1 Shriekhorn. That is their best play against us. Play a tapped Awakening and pass. And they have a Loam in the yard. Creeping Chill. Conflagrate early already. Interesting. Narcomoeba, Prize Amalgam. Okay. And of course, they're doing all this before they play their land drop in case they find a Bloodghast. Or just kidding. They didn't decide Shriekhorn here. Probably to play around Relic of Progenitus, I would have to assume. Or no, they just did it afterwards. Maybe they boarded out some Bloodghasts or something. Speaking of the devil, Relic of Progenitus, you say. Do we want to get rid of these imps and the Conflagrate? We'll be putting off our Anger of the Gods for another turn, but we also could draw an untapped land source off of the Relic activation. I think it's probably worth it to pop Relic right now. I think I'm going to do it. Our Anger of the Gods can clean up these annoying little creatures over here pretty easily. Untapped land. Untapped land. Let's go. There we go. Never punished. Absolutely never punished. Of course, our opponent can activate Shriekhorn a couple times to try to find a Dredger here. Let's hope they get this Bloodghast back into play. Play land. Creeping Chill again. Yikes. Ox is very bad news. Luckily, they have no way to cast that. Loam. Alright. They are getting back the Bloodghast. Yeah, Ox could be a problem. Ox could definitely be a problem. I mean, I think it would be pretty ridiculous not to Anger the Gods this upcoming turn, though. The earlier we Anger, the earlier we'll be able to Pestermite as well, since the Pestermite would otherwise die to our Anger, so... Let's see, Oxes, how many to escape? 8 other cards, so they currently have 7 cards, so they can't escape Ox. They would need 2 more cards to do so, which they do have Shriekhorn to accomplish, but... I think we have to go for it now. Well, Anger. Pass it back. And now we just need to buy enough time with this Pestermite and hopefully find a Kiki to cast into this Pestermite so we can win the game. They get back a Loam. Actually, they can't Ox this turn because they don't have enough red sources. I guess if they hit a red source now that enters untapped, then they can Loam it back and then immediately Ox. So we still have one window of a turn here to draw Remand or Gust, which is nice. Are they gonna cast Loam here with no targets? That's a feels bad for sure. They have Nature's Claim. Are they expecting Blood Moon from us? Not really the best one. I think they should not be boarding this one in. Reunion. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess our best draw would be Relic of Progenitus. Relic. No. We could Valakut Awakening all of our cards to try to find a relic. Our opponent has 19 cards left in deck. They've already used 2 Creeping Chills. So they only have 6 points of burn left from the top of their deck. And maybe that's fine. Let's see. If they... How many Bloodghast do they have? Let's see. So they have 3 Bloodghasts left. 2 currently in the yard. So let's say that they were to mill over... I think they have a loam in their hand. Yeah, they definitely have a loam. So let's say they were to mill a... probably a Thug. I think Thug is the one that mills the most. 4. So let's say where they were to mill over a Thug, cast loam, cast... play a land, get back... Let's say the maximum number of Bloodghasts. Let's say they got back 3 Bloodghasts. Then we'd be potentially at 4. If they don't hit a Bloodghast, then we'd be at 6. And we'd be automatically dead to the Creeping Chills, assuming they hit both. And I think they can guaranteedly hit all of the chills if they don't have one in their hand. So if we were to pass and plan to Pestermite to tap a Bloodghast, we'd be taking 4 from the other 2 ghasts down to 6 and still be dead to double Cathartic. Not double Cathartic, to double Creeping Chill. We might have no option here but to Valakut to try to find a relic, which is really sad. We could also hope that they have a Bloodghast or a Creeping Chill in hand. That way we can tap 1 Bloodghast, take 2 down to 8, and then double Creeping Chill takes us down to 2. And then maybe they just have no cards left in deck. I think we have to hope that they have a Chill or a Bloodghast in hand, because we only have 2 relics left to even hit off of our Valakut, so we'd be drawing a maximum of 6 cards. We'd have to hit exactly untap land plus relic. No, actually, we can't Awakening into relic because then we can't actually even pop it. So we have no choice but to pass and plan to Pestermite tap a Bloodghast and hope that they have a Bloodghast or one of the Creeping Chills in their hand. Sorry, I should have realized that... oh, they also have Conflagrate. That's not one I was thinking about. I think that Conflagrate doesn't kill us this turn, though. So there's a loam. No responses, of course. Yeah, I think our only option is for them to have drawn a Chill or a Bloodghast. Actually, no. Wait, so the fact that they only have 2 Bloodghasts in play right now means that we're good on the Bloodghast count. We can tap 1 Bloodghast, so the double Chill doesn't kill us. We still just need to top deck Kiki immediately, though. That is our only option. We're about to have to anger the gods, even though we're casting this Pestermite. I guess we can cast Snapcaster Mage instead. Block a Bloodghast, assuming they don't have a Lightning Axe. And I think they won't have the mana to cast it anyways if they go for the Ox this turn anyways. So, we can Snapcaster Mage, block a Bloodghast, untap. Right, let's let them attack. I think we just have to snap block a Bloodghast. Otherwise, we're just dead to the 2 Creeping Chills they have left, assuming they didn't board any out. Yeah, I think this is our only option. As much as it sucks. And if they don't go for the Ox because they're playing around a Remand or a Gust, then I think we actually have the potential to set up a kill if we do top deck Kiki. Alright, so we're not dead to double chill. This also leaves them a blood gas to get back this upcoming turn, since it's not going to die to our anger, which is pretty annoying. They could also just conflagrate now, hoping that we don't have the counterspell, and then we're dead to even a single chill, or just the blood gas this upcoming turn. That said, we have an additional window of opportunity to hit Relic of Progenitus, and we might be okay. Ugh. This game is a mess. They cast the Ox, okay. They can always just take 3 natural draws here. They're choosing whether or not to dredge right now. And they are dredging. So now, if we top deck exactly Relic, we can play and pop Relic, Pestermite, tap the Ox, take 2 from the Bloodghast, even if they mill over the double chill. No, I think, actually, if they do just go full out on the mill here, no chills. Okay. 5 cards left. Interesting. Oh, the anger kills the Ox. I forgot the Ox is a 5/3. I thought it was a 5/4. So actually, I think we're fine here. And there's the Kiki. They chose not to get back one of the amalgams. Alright, I think we have to anger here. We can play the Awakening as a land if we want to. I don't think there's a reason to, though. I guess that plays around Blood Moon. Sure. I mean, I don't think a Blood Moon would kill us here anyways, but let's go ahead and anger here. Pass it back. If they have 2 chills left, then we're dead to them milling the chills, leaving 1 card in deck to draw, land getting back... Oh, no. They have the prize amalgam. So we're dead to double chill for sure if they have all the chills left. Can they mill 5 here? They have the imp. Oh, maybe they have the chills in hand then, I guess. So now we can Pestermite tap the amalgam. Man, it looks like we might be 1 short of combo killing them here. Like 1 land short. Of course, they have 0 cards in deck, so they need to win this exact turn. Take 3 down to 5. Conflagrate is 2 short? No, 1 short? Ooh. Oh, no, they have Loam. Okay, so we're just dead to Conflagrate here. Man, very close. Ah. Just 1 turn off here. They could also have played a land and gotten back Bloodghast and still had us for lethal here. So close! We even have the combo ready to go. Alright, so... we ended up 3-2, losing the last match against Dredge. Very close. And... yeah. So, any evaluations of the deck? I think it's possible that we don't want the Sulphur Falls and would instead want either a Force Steam Vents or another island even, perhaps. I could see that. The Sulphur Falls and Cascade Bluffs have been very awkward with Mystic Sanctuary. I don't think we would want to play more than 1 Sanctuary, but I think it might be worth cutting the Falls. So I could definitely see it taking this and making it another Steam Vents. Of course, that makes us a little weak to boil, but c'est la vie. I was very impressed by having 4 Archmage's Charms. I think that's probably the correct number. Still like Shark Typhoon. I think this Blitz of the Thunder Raptor can become something else. I don't know what else. Maybe a Burst Lightning. Maybe the 4th Valcut. Actually, to be honest, 3 Valcuts seems very good to me. Could be even the 4th Cryptic. I don't know, that might be much. Let me know what you guys would suggest in the comments for this Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, what we exchange it with. Actually, you know what I could really see is 1 copy of Force of Negation at least. Do something like that. I could definitely see that. In the sideboard, I think that this setup is fine. The relics seem like they should be good against the Uro strategies, but to be honest, we kind of just lose to Feel the Dead instead. So maybe we want those Blood Moons that we had cut from the main board of the initial list. Maybe we do want those in the sideboard, so I could see cutting a relic, perhaps, and the Ceremonies Rejection and playing a couple Blood Moons, like so. I could see that. The Jaces seem fine. Yeah, I think that this is where I would start with the next time that I play Kiki on the channel. Let me know if you enjoyed the match, and we did get to play a real, quote-unquote, league against 5 different strategies, so hopefully that is a little more telling than the first league that we played with Kiki, where 2 of our matches were basically repeated. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Let me know what deck you want to see next. I was thinking about playing some Esper, but to be honest, I've been itching to play some Amulet Titan recently, so we'll see what happens in that vein. And yeah, this is Red Face Menace, signing off.